But being okay with being mediocre and having a mediocre bank account, a mediocre business, a mediocre life, right? That comes from low self-worth. That comes from a lack of belief in yourself.
You're listening to the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. I'm your host, Jill Perrick, a business and mindset coach who specializes in imposter syndrome. If you feel like you're not as smart, capable, or worthy as you actually are, and that someone is going to find you out, then you've come to the right place. I went from being a struggling government worker, working my coaching business on the side, but feeling unworthy and burnt out, to making multiple six figures helping women overcome imposter syndrome so they too can sign clients, make bank, and have the business or career of their dreams. I am nothing special. I have a stuttering disability, ADHD, and I struggle with anxiety and depression. So if I can learn how to feel good enough and overcome my inner imposter, then so can you. Let's dig in.
When you have low self-worth, when you do not have confidence or belief in yourself, you will be okay with a mediocre fucking business. You will be okay with not making a lot of money. And I don't mean that you consciously will be okay. You subconsciously will just accept that this is how it's going to be, while also seeing what other people are doing, while also feeling jealousy when you're looking at other people and being like, how the fuck did she create that? Okay? When I was really growing and really building, I remember doing an EFT tapping that like broke me open. And I was sitting on the floor of my office in our old place. And it was COVID. I was working from home. I was trying to get like my business off the ground. I was collaborating with people. I was trying to network. I was trying to do all of the things while at the same time working full time. My parents' house was going to burn down later that year. Like I was just having a year. Okay. And I remember sitting in my office. I was on the floor and I was doing my little journaling and an EFT tapping that I had found on YouTube. And in that EFT tapping, it said something to the effect of, it is okay for me to be rich. And I started to cry after I said that. And I am very used to emotion coming up during EFT tapping. But at that point, I really had only been doing it for maybe like 6 months. So when that happened, I was like, oh my God, like there's something here. There is something to this EFT tapping thing. It was amazing. And I felt that rush of emotion because low key, subconsciously, I didn't think it was okay. I didn't think I deserved to have all of the things that I wanted. I didn't think that I deserved to have a big, like, who am I to grow a big business? And this is why I fucking do what I do and why I coach who I coach. Because who am I to do this is the question that we need to fucking squash. We need to eliminate from your vocabulary. We need to kill the identity of you that is okay with being mediocre. Mediocre in your content, mediocre in how you show up, a mediocre bank account, being okay. Now, this is not the same as being grateful, as being grateful and happy about where you are, because the journey is so important. And if you are just constantly crapping on how far you've come, the accomplishments that you've made, that isn't the vibe either. But there is a difference between being grateful and looking at how far you've come and being okay with mediocrity. Because one of them, the being grateful and realizing everything you've accomplished, comes from self-belief and self-worth, comes from knowing that there is a journey ahead of you, right? But being okay with being mediocre and having a mediocre bank account, a mediocre business, a mediocre life, right? That comes from low self-worth. That comes from a lack of belief in yourself. And I had to admit to myself, like, I was playing fucking small. I was playing small. I was being small because that is just everything that I had learned in my life. I was just so used to being the smallest version of myself, shrinking myself to just be okay, just be good enough, never be the leader, never be the person with the opinions who was right and who could lead other people and who could make a fuck ton of money. I was just little old Jilly, like not knowing a thing. And that couldn't be farther from the fucking truth. And I decided, I was like, I'm going to go balls to the wall. I am going to go all fucking out. And I blew up that year. And since then, I've written a book. Like, who am I to write a book? I wrote and self-published a book. I have over 130,000 growing every day downloads on the podcast, on the From Imposter to Empowered podcast. Have coached hundreds of women, amazing women, and have made multiple six figures online. We almost crossed, I feel like we're so close to crossing the 800K lifetime sales in just a couple of years. And that's fucking incredible, right? And I still want more, and I'm still going fucking hard. And that's because I realized that having low self-worth and having a lack of confidence in myself was the exact reason for me being okay with things being okay, with things just being mediocre, with things just being good enough. So I want you to decide that you don't just want good enough. And that means that you yourself have to change how you see yourself. You have to change your fucking identity and be like, I am a person who leads. I am a person who creates. I'm a person who decides that energetically, subconsciously, I get to have everything that I fucking want. And when you're ready to step into that identity, the version of you that has everything that she fucking wants and actually takes the action, actually believes it subconsciously, not just consciously says, I want these clients or I want this kind of business, but actually believes it and then goes the fuck after it. Come and work with me inside of the Real Deal group program or one-to-one coaching, okay? Because we need to hit it hard for the rest of 2025. And I am here to not only upgrade your strategy, help you create the most banging content, help you really speak to those clients who you are meant to work with, the dream clients that you are meant to work with, but also upgrade everything about who you believe that you are, your beliefs, subconsciously change what you think you're allowed to have. You don't need to be fucking mediocre any longer for the fear of not being good enough and for the fear of not getting the thing that you want. You're only afraid of the way that you're gonna feel. You're only afraid of like potentially failing, but there's no way that you could fucking fail when you actually go after something with the belief that anything is possible and that no matter what, you are going to get it. You are going to get the thing that you fucking want. And if that thing is a big successful business, if you want to be a savage in the streets, so showing up like the badass savage that you are online, and then behind the scenes you're in your soft girl era, you are enjoying your life, you are enjoying the fruits of your fucking labor, that is the vibe whenever you come and work with me in the Real Deal group program or when you come to work with me in one-to-one coaching. I love you guys so much. I will see you next week.